This is Jarrod Horak, and it's Sunday, July 14th, and in this video, I'm going to preview the Haskell Stakes and take a look at the latest news in the 3-year-old division. Now, I was sick for a few days, lost my voice, but now I'm getting back into a video groove. I did 5 quick pick short videos this week from Saratoga, and I had 4 top choice winners from those 5 stakes races. I had the winner in the Wilton Stakes, the Grade 3 Kelso, the Grade 1 Diana, and the Grade 3 Quick Call. And keep looking for those Saratoga quick pick short videos all summer long on my YouTube channel. And then if you want a daily written best bet, you can go over to the runawayhorse.com on my Better Bets blog. You can get a free pick each day from around the country. I'm going to be selling Del Mar full cards this summer like I do every year at the runawayhorse.com. And you can get those on my sales page at the Runaway Horse. And you can purchase individual full cards, weekly and weekend packages, and the entire meet. So visit the runawayhorse.com on my shop page for more details. And the Del Mar Summer Meet runs from July 20th through September 8th. Now we'll go through the leading 3-year-old horses, and we'll start with a preview of the Haskell Stakes. The Haskell will be run at Monmouth Park, the Grade 1 race at 1 1/8 on Saturday, July 20th. And the Haskell post-position draw will be Wednesday, July 17th. Right now it looks like we're going to have a 6-horse field. We'll see if any other horses jump in or if some of these horses jump out. We have a Dornoch, your Belmont Stakes winner. He's targeting the Haskell Stakes, and he breezed a half mile in 47.88 seconds, 12th best of 100 at Saratoga on July 13th. So that was his most recent workout. The Haskell is going to be his next start, and then if it goes well, they'll probably run in the Grade 1 Travers Stakes on August 24th. He's one that had some success as a 2-year-old, winning the Grade 2 Remsen Stakes. And then as a 3-year-old, he started out by winning the Fountain of Youth Stakes, and he tailed off in the Bluegrass and the Kentucky Derby, and he bounced back over a speed-favoring surface in the Belmont Stakes at Saratoga at 1 1/4. So he's cutting back to 1 1/8. He likes to be forwardly placed. Fierceness, one of 3 horses targeting the Haskell for trainer Todd Pletcher. Now, he has not run since finishing 15th as the favorite in the Kentucky Derby. He's one that's all over the map. Sometimes he runs a huge race, and typically when he does run a huge race, he follows it up with a disappointing effort. Now, he's worked multiple times. He worked 3 times in June. He did have a bullet workout 5 furlongs on June 28th. And then in the month of July, he worked 5 furlongs in 101.25, third best of 8 at Saratoga on July 5th. And then he went 5 furlongs in 1:47, second best of 19 on July 13th. So he's going to run in the Haskell Stakes next, and he's one that more than capable of winning the Haskell, more than capable of running last as well. He was outstanding in his career debut, and then he bounced second time out as the beaten favorite in the Grade 1 Champagne. Then he bounced back as a big winner of the Grade 1 Breeders' Cup Juvenile, and he was named 2-year-old champion. Then he came back as the heavy favorite in the Holy Bull Stakes, and he finished a flat 3rd. Then he bounced back in a big way in the Grade 1 Florida Derby, romping that day. And then in the Kentucky Derby, he was embroiled in a pace battle there. All of the forwardly placed runners that were part of that pace weren't around at the end. So Fierceness took him a while to come around after the Kentucky Derby. They considered the Belmont Stakes, but they didn't go there because he wasn't training well. But now he seems to be back on track. He's training with some energy, and we'll see if he can bounce back and run a better race in the Haskell. Mindframe, another Todd Pletcher trainee targeting the Haskell Stakes. And he was the Belmont Stakes runner-up after impressively winning his first 2 starts against lesser company. Now, he did have a 5 furlong bullet workout in 1:40, best of 8 on July 5th. And then he went a much easier maintenance move, 4 furlongs in 49.49, 49th best of 100 on July 13th. So for the Haskell Stakes, he's one that likes to track the pace. He has a lot of upside. He only has 3 starts. He got that stakes experience in the Belmont. He made some mental mistakes in the stretch. He was wandering around. He didn't have a focus in the stretch. So Mindframe is one lightly raced, a lot of upside. Now that he has that stakes experience behind him, he could definitely make an impact in the Haskell Stakes. Tuscan Sky is a 3rd horse for trainer Todd Pletcher targeting the Haskell. He added blinkers and he won the Pegasus Stakes, the local prep race for the Haskell Stakes at Monmouth Park by 6 3/4 lengths under Javier Castellano. And now that made him 3 for 4 lifetime. So his last workout was a 4 furlong breeze, 49.85, 69th best of 101 at Saratoga on July 13th. So for the Haskell, he's one that's stepping up in class. He's lightly raced. He likes to win races, and now he'll get a class test in the Haskell. We'll see where he fits. He likes to be forwardly placed as well. Sea Streak is a New Jersey bred, probably will be the longest shot in the Haskell, and he's run 8 times, 2 wins, 3 seconds, and a 3rd place finish. In his last 3 stake starts, he was 7th in the Holy Bull Stakes, 1st in the Long Branch Stakes, and then 5th in the Pegasus. He is stabled at Monmouth Park, and his latest breeze, 6 furlongs and 116.60, 3rd best of 3 workouts on July 14th. And finally, Timberlake for trainer Brad Cox. Now, he hasn't been seen in a while, but he does have some class. 7 starts, 3 wins, and a runner-up finish. He was 2nd in the Grade 1 Hopeful, 1st in the Champagne, and 4th in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile last year. And he came back this year, and he won the Rebel Stakes at Oaklawn, and then he was 4th in the Arkansas Derby at 1 mile and an eighth. Now, he's had 6 workouts since the Arkansas Derby. That was in late March. And his most recent move, 5 furlongs and 101, 11th best of 41 at Churchill Downs on July 13th. The big thing with him is he might have distance limitations. Not sure he wants to go 1 mile and an eighth. It didn't look like he wanted to go 1 mile and an eighth in the Arkansas Derby. And that's one of the reasons they didn't target the Kentucky Derby or the Preakness. They just thought those races were a bit too long. Seems to be training well. Has to still prove himself at the 1 mile and an eighth distance. Now, another stakes race in the 3-year-old division that's coming up this week or next week on Friday, July 19th, is going to be the Kurland Stakes. That's a restricted stakes race at Saratoga, race 3, and it drew a 6-horse field. It's at 1 mile and an eighth, and it's a local prep race for the Travers Stakes. A couple horses entered in that race I want to talk about here. Timeout for trainer Bill Mott. He hit the board in his first 2 starts, and then he stretched out, put blinkers on, and then he rallied to break his maiden by a neck at 1 mile and an eighth as the betting favorite at Aqueduct on June 15th. And he worked 5 furlongs in 101.60, 7th best of 20 at Saratoga on July 13th. He's entered in the Kurland Stakes, and he'll try to get involved from off the pace. The horse to catch, possibly, and beat in the Kurland Stakes, Unmatched Wisdom for trainer Chad Brown. Now, he pressed the pace, and he won his debut at 1 mile at Aqueduct by more than 6 lengths on May 10th. And then in his next start, he chased outside, and he won easily by more than 5 lengths as the heavy favorite on June 22nd. So he breezed 4 furlongs in 48.75, 6th best of 63 on July 12th. He's your most likely Kurland Stakes favorite, and I would not be surprised if he went wire to wire in that race. And now we'll look at some plans for other top 3-year-olds, beginning with Honor Marie, last year's Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes winner. He was 2nd in the Louisiana Derby, 8th in the Kentucky Derby, 4th in the Belmont Stakes. Now, he breezed a half mile, 48.77 seconds, 8th best of 62 at Saratoga on July 13th. Looks like he's going to make his next start in the Travers Stakes. Now, Mystik Dan was targeting the Travers Stakes. He ran in all 3 Triple Crown Series races, and he's still not ready to run in the Travers, most likely. So that's an unlikely spot for him at this point. The trainer Kenny McPeak sent him from Saratoga to Keeneland earlier this week, and he's going to take his time with the Kentucky Derby winner. The Grade 1 Pennsylvania Derby at Parks on September 21st might be his next start if everything goes well in the coming weeks. Now, Muth for trainer Bob Baffert. He got sick. He's scratched from the Preakness Stakes, but since then he's gotten back on a regular work pattern, but it took him a little while. He did work 5 furlongs in 102.40 on June 27th at Santa Anita, 4 furlongs in 48 on July 4th, and then 5 furlongs in 1:20 on July 12th. No word on his next start. They were originally targeting the Haskell, but he got behind on his training and wasn't ready for that race. But he should be ready to run soon. Now, parenting another Bob Baffert trainee, and he's 2 for 2 lifetime. He won the Affirm Stakes at Santa Anita by more than 7 lengths on June 9th, getting a 95 buyer speed figure. They paid $75,000 for this son of Justify, and he did drill a bullet work in 59.40, best of 30 at Santa Anita on June 22nd, and then 7 furlongs in 128 on June 29th. And then he got a virus, and he missed his first workout in July, and that's the reason he's not running in the Haskell. And then he did return to work, and he had a 5 furlong bullet work 59.40, best of 66 on July 13th. So due to that missed workout, he's not going to run in the Haskell, and we'll have to see where they end up going next. Seize the Gray, the Preakness Stakes winner, was 7th in the Belmont. He breezed 5 furlongs and 59.22 at Saratoga on July 9th. They were considering the Haskell. Now it looks like he's going to run in the Jim Dandy Stakes on July 27th. Sierra Leone, the Kentucky Derby runner-up, was 3rd in the Belmont Stakes, and the Travers Stakes is his major summer goal. Now, he's had some recent works. He breezed 4 furlongs and 48.40, 3rd best of 33 at Saratoga on July 14th. His final quarter was in 23.22, and he galloped out 5 furlongs in 101.92, 6 furlongs, 114.59. So Chad Brown's pleased with his training since the Belmont Stakes. It looks like if he continues to train well in his final workout next week for the Jim Dandy, they'll go in that spot. Otherwise, they can wait for the Travers, but it looks like they want to run him in the Jim Dandy. A couple other horses right now are probable for the Jim Dandy. Batten Down, your Ohio Derby winner, and Gould's Gold for trainer Kenny McPeak, probable for the Jim Dandy. Society Man, Dornoch stablemate, 2nd in the Wood Memorial, 16th in the Kentucky Derby, 1st in the Matt Winn Stakes at Churchill on June 9th. Now, he breezed 4 furlongs and 47.88 at Saratoga on July 13th. He's targeting either the Jim Dandy on July 27th or the Grade 3 West Virginia Derby at Mountaineer on August 4th. Thorpedo Anna may be taking on males later this summer, now that it looks like Mystik Dan is going to be out of the Travers. But she's 3 for 3 this year. She won the Grade 2 Fantasy, Grade 1 Kentucky Oaks, Grade 1 Acorn. Now, she breezed 5 furlongs in 101.55, 5th best of 20 at Saratoga on July 13th. She's entered in the Grade 1 Coaching Club American Oaks at Saratoga on July 20th. And if it goes well that day, she might run in the Alabama Stakes, a Grade 1 at 1.25 miles at Saratoga on August 17th, or the Grade 1 Travers against the males on August 24th. We'll have to see what they do later this year. Let's see how she does in the Coaching Club American Oaks. She'll probably be a heavy favorite there. There's some other 3-year-olds to watch. Now, earlier today, Itza Mirrakle ran in a maiden race against Protective. Now, you may remember Protective. It was a maiden running in the Belmont Stakes for Todd Putcher. He also hit the board in the Wood Memorial and the Peter Pan. And Protective was the favorite in a 1 1/8 maiden race at Saratoga on July 14th. But It's a Miracle was able to press from second, get the lead in the stretch, and hold off Protective and win nicely. Now, It's a Miracle was 2nd in his 7-furlong debut on June 7th. And that race produced 5 next out winners, including It's a Miracle and Illuminare, who won that race. And he came back and he won a 7-furlong race at Saratoga on July 13th. He was impressive there. So now for trainer Todd Putcher for Illuminare, he might stretch out and try stakes rivals in the Smarty Jones Stakes at Parks on August 24th. And that's the local prep race for the Pennsylvania Derby. So that's my look at the news for the 3-year-old division. Last week, I was sick. I lost my voice. I wasn't able to do a video for the 3-year-old division, but I did do a written report. You can read that at therunawayhorse.com. And later this week, I'm going to do a full-length video of the Haskell, giving out my top choice. I'm going to be doing those Saratoga quick pick videos with my top choice there. Again, you can read my daily best bets at my Better Bets blog at therunawayhorse.com. And you can also purchase my Del Mar full cards there beginning this Saturday, July 20th. So lots of stuff going on this summer on my YouTube channel and at my personal website, therunawayhorse.com. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.